Viking Ocean cruises, shipping your luggage, insane airline prices, and what is up with cruise ship staffing issues. That's coming up right now. Hey cruisers, welcome back to another Cruise Report cruise update. It is May 2022 and I have some news to share with you. We're going to talk about a few things today. First of all, I would like to let you know we've been kind of down, you might say, for the last few months. Ricky's mother, who was in a memory care facility, was not doing very well and required Ricky to be with her almost all the time at her bedside, and she did pass away a few weeks ago, and I did receive some nice comments and condolences from many of you. Thank you very much for that, much appreciated, but that's why we've pretty much been here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and unable to go on any cruises. Sad as it is, now that she is gone, we are now able to crank back up, get going again, and we will be covering some of the newer ships here in the near future. So I just want to let you know that right now we're still waiting for final confirmation, but we may be on the brand new Viking Mars in July. And very excited about that. We always look forward to Viking Ocean, or any Viking cruise for that matter, because this is an excellent product. Last year I did cover Viking Orion out of Bermuda, and that was kind of as the cruise lines were just really getting started up again. In fact, we only had about 180 people on the ship at that time. It holds over 900, so it was pretty empty, and there was a lot of stringent COVID protocols in place. So I'm really interested in seeing how the protocols have changed over a year ago, because it will have been just about a year since I had been on Orion, and it was just a great cruise. In fact, make sure you check out the links to our videos, a video review of Viking Orion. I will be blogging and vlogging from the ship as I did on Orion. Of course, we'll be doing full reviews, and if there's anything you're interested in knowing about Viking Ocean, let me know in the comments of this video, and I'll make a note of it and make sure I check it out while I'm on Viking Mars. But very excited to get back on Viking Ocean, and the plan is Ricky will be with me this time. She wasn't able to be on Orion because she was caring for her mother, but she should be with me this time. We're very excited about that. Now, one thing I want to mention, I've talked about this before, and that is because this will be an overseas cruise, and that gives me the opportunity to talk about this idea of shipping your luggage to your cruise destination. Now, we've done this several times in the past, and I have a lot of people ask me questions online about should we ship our luggage or should we just check our bags with the airlines? Speaking from the perspective of somebody who has had luggage lost on, I think, 3 different cruises, we always did get our luggage, but we've had some very, very close calls. And let me tell you something, there's nothing more you'll never have anxiety like you will when you're getting ready to get on a cruise ship for a 14-day transatlantic sailing and you don't have your luggage. And there's no way for the airline to get you the luggage because you're going to be out to sea for 7 or 8 or 9 days in a row. So we had a situation, I don't remember the year, it might have been 2018, where we had a big freeze here in Dallas and all the planes got grounded. And we were flying, I think, from Miami to Barcelona, and we had our bags checked. Then the flight got canceled, and all the flights that day were canceled, and it was just a real nightmare at DFW Airport. Well, we finally leave the next day. We had to get a hotel room at the airport because we couldn't even get back home because of the ice on the roads. We had to get a hotel room. Fortunately, we had travel insurance, which I always advise that you do. And our travel insurance did cover the cost of the hotel room at the airport, which was not cheap. They were really gouging people on the hotel rooms because everybody's flight was canceled or delayed. Our flight, by some miracle, did leave the next morning. We got to Miami, and then we went on to Barcelona. We get to Barcelona, and guess what? No luggage. Neither one of our checked bags made it to Barcelona. Fortunately, we had flown in a day early. We had planned to fly in 2 days early, but we got delayed 1 day, so we missed that 1 day in Barcelona. Always recommend, especially if you're flying overseas, always go in at least 1 day ahead of time, just in case this happens. We have all kinds of problems out of DFW with airlines, especially American Airlines. They always seem to have a mechanical issue. Our flights are always delayed or canceled, so we just can't depend on the airlines getting us to the city we're going to embark on the day of the cruise. So we always just plan on going in a day or two ahead of time. Well, we had done that, fortunately, in Barcelona. So we're at the hotel one night. The cruise leaves the next day around, 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And, of course, all we have is our carry-on luggage. All of our clothes are packed in the bags other than pajamas and a few other things. So we spent the whole day in Barcelona the night before our cruise, upset, anxiety, talking to American Airlines, getting the hotel concierge to try to communicate with the airline for us. We were very, very lucky because when we got up the next morning, I took a taxi out to the airport, went to their luggage, lost luggage, whatever it is, area, and there were our 2 bags. They had come in on a flight that morning. We got very lucky, and we had our luggage and we had our clothes, and it worked okay. But there were people, and this was a transatlantic cruise on Crystal. So, on Crystal, you got to wear some nice clothes. You can't just wear a t-shirt around all the time. There were people on that ship for the entire 2 weeks that did not get their luggage. They never got their luggage. So Crystal was very good. They loaned them clothing. They had some clothes they have a little clothing store on board. So they did provide them with some clothes and laundry service, I believe. But you don't want to end up in that situation. Now, the reason I tell you that is because there is a better option, and that is shipping your luggage to the destination. Now, the downside of this is you have to ship your luggage off like 10 days before the cruise. We've done this 3 times with a company called Luggage Forward, and we have had nothing but great experience with this. And let me tell you how it works. You basically pack everything up in your luggage. We like to we use duffel bags, so we like to wrap them up in like a plastic wrap. And then what they do is they have a freight company like DHL, FedEx, or somebody like that pick up that luggage. It's 10 to 12 days before the cruise, and they air freight the luggage to the port where your ship is going to embark. Now, if you're going to be staying in a hotel, like a pre-cruise hotel, you can have it shipped directly to the hotel, and the hotel will hold that luggage and put it in your room, before you arrive. On a cruise, the port agent will hold the luggage. They know to do this. This is a common practice. They do it all the time. So the port agent keeps the luggage in their office, and when the ship arrives, they deliver it to the ship, and your luggage literally is in your stateroom or suite when you get on board the ship. It's there before you are. And like I said, we've used Luggage Forward 3 or 4 times. I can't remember exactly. I know we've used them 3 times, maybe 4 times. And every single time, our luggage has been in the stateroom when we arrive. It's an incredible service. Now, obviously, it costs some money, but you don't have to worry about it. In fact, they do a very good job of notifying you in advance. Before you ever leave town, they'll notify you your luggage has already arrived and is in the port agent's office. So You get on that airplane with nothing but carry-on luggage, and you don't have to worry. You know your luggage is going to make it. You know it's already there. It doesn't have to make it. It's already there. So highly recommend you check out Luggage Forward. I'll put a link to their website in the description of this video. This video is not sponsored by Luggage Forward, by the way. They're not paying me to say this. We also used another luggage shipping service several years ago. Did not have as good an experience, but we've never had a problem with Luggage Forward. Now, what happens at the end of the cruise? Well, you pack up your luggage and you usually take it to the concierge or the front desk, and you just leave it with them. And then Luggage Forward will have the shipping company pick your luggage up from the ship and ship it back to your house. It usually arrives, ours has always gotten back home, I'd say within 3 or 4 days after we get back home. I think they say to allow for a week. We've never had it take that long. Usually our luggage gets back to our house within 2 or 3 days after we get home. It's pretty amazing, pretty good stuff. So check out Luggage Forward. It's great for those of you who are golfers and you want to ship your golf clubs. I think it's a safer way to go. I think it's more reliable. I just don't trust the airlines. We've had too many problems with them in the past. Okay. Next news item, many of you have heard that a lot of the cruise lines are having some staffing issues. And I predicted this back a year ago when COVID was kind of in full swing or just winding down, because I predicted that a lot of the people working on the cruise ships that had been laid off, many of whom are like in the Philippines or Indonesia or Malaysia, all over the world, I predicted that they're not going to be able to go without an income for a year or two. They're going to have to go find another job. They're going to have to go get another career because they got to feed their families. They're not just going to be able to sit at home. And these other countries aren't like the United States. They don't pay people to stay home like they do here. I figured that they would it'd be hard for cruise lines to restaff these ships when cruising started up again, because a lot of the people that used to work for the cruise ships and the cruise lines would have moved on and gotten another career altogether. Sure enough, this has borne itself out. As cruise lines are now trying to fill their ships with more and more passengers, trying to get those capacity levels up, they're having a problem getting their staffing level to match what the demand for cruising is. So these ships that hold 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 people that usually have, say, 1,500 crew members, they can't get more than 500 or 600 crew members, so they can't service the customers the way they used to be able to service the customers. Now, I'm sure this varies from cruise line to cruise line, but I've been seeing a lot of things on YouTube. I've been reading a lot about it, and it does not surprise me. I don't know how the cruise lines are going to deal with this. I don't know if they're going to cut back on their capacity, not sell as many staterooms. I'm just not sure how they're going to deal with it. I don't think anybody knows yet. But it does not surprise me. I saw this coming a year ago, and I even asked several cruise line executives a year, 6, 8 months ago, when I had the chance to interview CEOs of various cruise lines, do you foresee a possible staffing issue coming in the future? Every one of them said, no, we don't. These people that work for the cruise lines love working for the cruise lines. They can't wait to get back to work. They're excited. So they just basically denied that what I was saying was going to happen, but it did happen. Okay, now, what the hell is going on with airline prices? I know the price of gas is up and fuel prices are up, but airline prices are insane. I was on the phone with a friend just a few days ago, and he has taken his family to Alaska for an Alaska cruise. They live in Florida. Round trip air, coach, round trip air. For him, his wife, and his 2 kids, $4,000. Now, I want to know from you, are these airline prices coming into your thinking as to whether or not you're going to be able to go on a cruise or not? Sure, you can go on a cruise for $399 per person. But if it costs you $1,500 in airfare to get there, this is going to, my point is this going to hurt the cruise business? How many of you are you making your decision to cruise or not to cruise based on the cost of airlines? Now, if you live in Florida and you just drive down to the port and you get on Mardi Gras or one of those ships, it's no big deal. But if you have to fly to Alaska, or if you have to fly to the Mediterranean, or if you have to fly to Antarctica or to Buenos Aires or one of these other destinations around the world, it is extremely expensive right now. And what I'm asking is that come into your decision making? Are you putting off going on a cruise because of the cost of airline tickets? Or are you reconsidering going on the cruise? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd really, really like to know, because I don't see how this is not going to negatively impact the cruise industry. If people can't get to where the ship is because they can't afford the airline ticket, I just don't know how that's not going to negatively impact the cruise industry. I'd appreciate it if you'd take a second to subscribe to our channel. It really will help us. And don't forget to click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of these upcoming cruise videos, especially on the new Viking Mars. And I will update you more on that cruise as more information comes available and the latest cruise news of the day and my opinion about it. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the like button if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next CruiseReport.com.